What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller. It's the Natural Born Thriller. Welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from July 18th, 2020. This will be your Impact Slammiversary 2020 review. And based on what they said, they're at Nashville, Tennessee, at the Skyway Studios. So I guess that's where they've been doing their Impact Wrestling shows in Tennessee, which is weird. I thought they were in Florida doing it, but whatever. Um, Attendance of no crowds, unfortunately, which it did hurt the show. And what hurt the show too is the stage itself. The stage is just a regular Impact Wrestling stage that they did, which I thought was disappointing. They could have done something better with the stage, to make it feel like it's anniversary. But whatever. Josh Matthews and Don Callis. And what a start they had for the show because Don Callis had a little issue with his mic set. And there was a lot of issues going on the show too as well. Yeah, basically technical difficulties going on, especially what happened with all the replays too. Um, so that was that. But things like that happens. Nothing's perfect. Um, so there you go. Let's start what happened first here. They did the opening video package, and it's weird that they did this too because I remember when they first did the advertisements. For about 2 weeks now, we're to the Impact World Title match. We're to the mystery opponent. That mystery opponent is coming, and he's not coming alone. All of a sudden, we get to the opening video package of when it pertains to open up the show of anniversary for the super pay per view. All of a sudden, they said something about you know Gallows and Anderson are gonna show up, and they didn't show up alone. We're to of joining forces with someone in the main event. And I think it's blame it. So now they're changing the story. Now they're changing it. Like that was weird. Obviously I didn't catch it. If you've seen the Asylum show, well, not the Asylum show itself, but when it pertains to when it pertains to Mr. Rick and J21, you know, on his channel, where it pertains to the live reaction to it. Obviously, that's the match I saw. I didn't see the beginning of it because I was working. So yes, I already know about that. By the way, if you didn't know, now you know. But you didn't. But anyways, that's not here or there. But that was weird the way they did it too. And on top of that, they did the whole thing where other things that's happening on the show too. Who's gonna show up and everything. And that's basically what I want to address with that whole thing. And we'll get to that later too when we get to the main event. So we get the opening match: the Rascals, Days and Wentz versus to be determined. Basically, mystery tag team. You know that's gonna issue a challenge to the Rascals, and ends up being Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Motor City Machine Guns are back. That was a surprise. I couldn't believe it, and and I was happy too. Match itself was a good opener. 14 minutes and 70 seconds with Motor City Machine Guns winning. Now, what pertains to you know if it's going to be someone that's on Impact Wrestling that's going to issue the challenge to the Rascals, Rascals was my pick to win. But if it was someone that was not part of Impact Wrestling, that was going to make their return or make the debut, they had to win. And the returns were the Motion Machine Guns, and they ended up winning. And it was a good match, a good tag team match. I enjoyed it. There are others happen on the show too. Like I'm gonna I'll try to mention all that before I get to the main event. And for the camera folks, it's the StreamYard thing. Sometimes you can't tell if you're doing it right or not. You know, but that's how it is. So I apologize for that. So then we get to Moose versus Tommy Dreamer for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship that lasted 11 minutes and 18 seconds in the old school rules match, which is basically a hardcore match. That's basically what it was. I love that Moose had a great entrance. I mean, he's always got the greatest entrance of all time, or just him doing the Triple H entrance and all that. But the way this was done too, the way the introduction did it first, you know, the whole now I know how it goes. I can't remember the song too, but I remember they did this for Michael Jackson too, as well. Back in when he did the Bad tour, Dangerous tour, you know, and especially when it came to Michael Jackson's greatest hits, which is the history on which is on his music videos. Uh, I'm pretty sure for you Michael Jackson fans, y'all should know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, where you been? Just saying. But the thing is, I got criticize myself here too because I forgot the name of the song. So, but it goes like this, you know, something like that. Um, that's what they did for Moose, and then they did the whole thing with Moose doing his entrance, and I love his attire. I would say I love his robe, I love his attire, and he introduced the white strap for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and I loved it. I freaking loved it. And on top of that, that he's now being called the wrestling god. So first, he's you know the walking legend. Well, first it was Mr. Impact, Mr. Impact Wrestling. Then the walking legend, and he had some other names too. Um, I forget. I'm forgetting it off the bat. But um, now he's the wrestling god. I think it's great. Just saying. Match itself, there were candlesticks, trash cans, steel chairs, thumbtacks. Uh, Moose referenced that he never watched ECW just to irritate Tommy Dreamer. Then he gets basically it was a back and forth, but Moose basically dominated the match most likely. And then Yen, he's calling it the lights out spear. It's no longer called no jackhammer neither. It's just called the lights out spear. And Moose got the win, of course, duh. So there you go. Okay, folks. We get to the Knockouts Gauntlet match, which is Gauntlet for the Gold match to determine the number contender for the Impact Knockouts Championship. Now, I don't have the full results here, but you had Kylie Ray. Kylie Ray was in number two, but who was number one was Tasha Steeles. And then there was um, Taya Valkyrie, which ends up being John E. Bravo. Because here's the thing, they did this whole thing before the match started, where Taya Valkyrie told John E. Bravo to make sure that she wins the match. And then Rosemary comes in, and Rosemary tells John E. Bravo make sure that she wins the match. So Johnny Bravo decided to come up with an idea to basically come out looking like Taya Valkyrie. And I thought that was trash. It was garbage. I'm like, really? So that was a letdown right. That was a letdown right there. You could have had Alexia and Nicole there, but instead you had Johnny Bravo wasting a spot there, just like Taya Valkyrie. And I'll get to more of that later too, which is what he did later on after that. Because they did with Johnny Bravo, but they didn't do with Sue Young. I mean, not Sue Young. With Susie. They just say it was Susie, but I'll get to that later. Um, and then Kimberly came out, and then yeah, Pierre Hogan coming out with a new theme music, by the way, theme song, and I thought that was great. Um, and then I think you had Susie come in now. Susie's coming in there and said, no, that's no, don't do that to Kelly Rice like that. And then whenever someone new coming in, someone who always who's new coming in, you know, Susie is trying to be nice to say hi and everything, and then she gets taken out. Like that's not if it's Havoc, um, Taya Valkyrie, Nevaeh, Master Rain. About Master Rain didn't do anything in the match. I mean, she did something, but all that she didn't do much in the match, other than playing her str- strategy to make sure that she doesn't get eliminated. And also, yeah, Katie Forbes in the match too, by the way. So yeah, Katie Forbes was in the match, but no Tina Dashwood, no surprise. So that was a letdown too, by the way, folks. That's why again another letdown too, because there was no surprise. No one else from that's from WWE or a former Impact, knockouts, or maybe a former women's wrestler from Ring of Honor or whatever. No one. Well, we got Johnny Bravo, just like Taya Valkyrie. And I'll get to more Johnny Bravo once it gets to him. But yeah, but the whole thing with with Susie. Yeah, you could have been doing this whole thing with Susie. Have her be gone first, and then have her come back later, so that she could be Sue Young. But you didn't do it. But you do it for Johnny Bravo when he's just like Taya Valkyrie. And then when Rosemary came out, by the way, that was Rosemary. But then we hear Rosemary's music playing, and then we see Johnny Bravo just like Rosemary, except for it didn't even look like Rosemary. It looked like it looked like Sting wearing a blue light baby sky wig, something like that. I don't know. I'm like, oh my god, I hated it. I freaking hated it. The final four in the match, by the way, was Kimberly, Taya Valkyrie, Rosemary, and Kylie Ray. Tasha Steeles, um, she was gone early in the match, but she did lasted for like about maybe 5 minutes, maybe. By the way, they was rushing this match too. By the way, 'cause I noticed the time was going by fast. And like they're rushing this match for whatever reason. I thought that was stupid. Um, Kimberly lasted longer though. I mean, obviously Kimberly did last longer, but I meant to say Kiera Hogan. Kiera Hogan lasted longer until she got eliminated by Rosemary, and she got on the steel steps. But the thing is, they could have done something when Kiera Hogan was still in the match, 'cause she's on the steel steps and everything, and then she could have stayed there, and then survive in the end. But no, that's not what happened. So then it was up to Rosemary, Tyler Valkyrie, and Kylie Ray. Kylie Ray was fighting off a little bit, but it was a numbers game. Tyler Valkyrie tried, I mean, Rosemary tried to eliminate um Kylie Ray. Tyler Valkyrie, when she got involved, somehow Rosemary got eliminated, and Tyler Valkyrie basically screwed up there, because Rosemary got pissed off. Oh yeah, that's what they under each other too. By the way, Tyler Valkyrie, I love how she did her entrance. Tyler Valkyrie was did an Inspire like um attire entrance of Captain Hook from Peter Pan. I loved it. I thought that was great. Her colorful attire, her ring gear. I loved it. I thought it was cool. Basically, she did a pirate game, you know, which was cool. Again, Captain Hook. Um, so yeah, it was up to Kylie Ray and Tyler Valkyrie in the match, and it didn't last that long because at the end and by the way, when we get to this gauntlet match, Impact Wrestling style gauntlet match, the last two let to rush each other in the ring and win by either pinfall or submission. And in the end, it was Kylie Ray getting the win over Taya Valkyrie. So your winner, and I predicted it too, by the way, your new no contender, Kylie Ray, Smiley Kylie Ray. Match itself, it was solid. I thought it was all right. So not much to say about that. But I'm happy that the right person won though. Kylie Ray, she deserves it. Chris Bay versus the Impact Exhibition Champion Willie Mack. 10 minutes and 1 second it lasted. I love Willie Mack's entrance. At first, I was trying to figure out what's he trying to do. He's wearing the vest. It's I think it's like a baby blue vest like that. Um, and his gear basically. His design has the chocolate bars. Because he's chocolate thunder and everything, right? And I said, so what's he trying to do there? And then it hit me. And then seeing the initial TNA, the way the logo looks too, and all, I'm like, I can't figure out what he's trying to do there. And then also and then hit me when he started doing the toothpick thing to Chris Bay. And I'm like, oh, it's an Aspire a ring attire ring entrance of Razor Ramon, the bad guy. Wow, that was cool. I loved it. I loved it. Now that I figured out what it was, yeah, I thought that was cool. Either way, I thought it was cool. Either way, how it looked. I was having a hard time figuring out where it was until I finally figured it out. Match itself, it was decent. Wasn't the best match. Wasn't a good match. I just thought it was decent. Chris Bay, he did a couple of things to cheat to win. At the end, of the day, he did end up winning. He won with I can't remember what his finishing move was. Um, I can't remember, but it didn't look that great anyways. It looked alright, but in the end, Chris Bay ends up winning and new X-Division champion, which is I caught me surprised there too because the whole story here was that Chris Bay can't win a match unless he has help. So because we can't have you can't have Johnny Swinger there at ringside for him. It was impossible for him to win on his own, and he has to win on his own. Of course, he does some cheating tactics, obviously, but in the end, he ends up winning and still and new X Division champion, or should I say, he's the new X Division champion, which change to the finesse division. So I guess he's the new Impact finesse division champion. I guess you could say that because remember Ace Austin, the Ace division, the Ace division champion. Now the same thing with the Ultimate Finesser. So there you go. But yeah, this match wasn't anything special, but it was alright. Oh, by the way, speaking of Johnny Swinger, that Swinger came by. G. Miller was going to interview someone who's going to come into the driving here. Because you never know who's going to show up, right? So Johnny Swinger show up, and he's like, yeah, the swingman's here and everything. The swingman, daddy. And then he's like, I'm a good brother, because we're expecting to see the good brother showing up. And then he's like, park my car and everything. Oh man, I thought that was funny. Actually, it didn't look like it was a car. It was some other type of vehicle. But it was nice though. So yeah, Giant Swinger. That was the only time we saw Giant Swinger, so it was fine. Oh, by the way, Tommy Dreamer, he's wearing a bandana around his head to basically to mark Moose, I guess. And also, he had a T-shirt that says "Moose sucks eggs." Corny. I thought that was corny. That was stupid. Anyways, let's get to the North defend their Impact Tag Team Championships against the world's most dangerous tag team and Chris Shamrock and Semi Callahan. 15 minutes and 56 seconds it lasted. Like the show, it was decent. In the end, the right outcome was right. The North retains the Impact World Tag Team Champions, continuing their longest reigns of Impact Tag Team Champions. After the match, the North cuts a promo saying that they're the greatest tag team, and basically let them know that they were laughed at when they were saying they're they're gonna be the greatest tag team in Impact Wrestling, and they're like, "Who's after now?" And they say, you know, they say what they gotta say, and then all of a sudden you have Motion Machine Guns coming out, and they stuck her a promo, let them know what's up, and they said that on Impact Wrestling this Tuesday they want to start the tag titles and they're going to get it, and it's official. So we're going to get that, and I can't wait to see it. I think that might be the main event, and hopefully it is. So there you go. Then we get to the co-main event. The Virtuoso, Yana Perrazzo, excuse me, versus the Impact Knockouts champion Jordan Grace. And I thought Jordan Grace's outfit looked cool. Same thing with the Virtuoso's entrance attire that she had on, which looked cool. or should I say, classy. So this match lasted 15 minutes and 20. I mean, 15 minutes and 12 seconds. I meant to say. And this match, back and forth, was great. This was a great match. This was my favorite match on the show. I believe this match was a better match until we get to the main event. And I got a lot to say about the main event too, but I'll get to it. Um, so yeah, this match itself it delivered. I thought it was a good match. These two had good chemistry. I would love to see another match between these two again down the line, and the right outcome. So Diana Perrazzo wins the match. She won with not with one Fujiwara armbar, but two locked in Fujiwara armbars, putting more pressure to it. Where Jordan Grace had no choice but to submit. I thought that was great. And congrats to Diana Perrazzo. She deserves it. The Virtuoso is the new Knockouts champion. Um, Now we get to the main event. But before we do, I gotta mention some honorable mentions. Again, we saw John Singer, arriving. The whole season of It's the Good Brothers. Um, we also seen after the match of Kylie Ray winning the match, or the Gauntlet for the Gold. All of a sudden, we see Heath Slater now going by. I guess he's going by just Heath. Um, I gotta double check that to see. Hmm. Doesn't say anything here. I guess he's going by Heath. I guess he's not going by Heath Miller. I guess he's just going by Heath. But whatever. So he came out there and he says that he wants to issue that he wants to go for that open challenge against the Rascals, and he's got a partner in mind. And I seems to blame it. It already happened. Like what kind of thing that what kind of angle they're going here with Heath. And then also he wants to be in that match, in the 5-way match. I mean not 5-way, in that 4-way match. Basically wants to be the mystery opponent. And so, what kind of character they trying to go here with Heath here? Also, Rohit Rajul comes out and says, "Hey, newsflash, Heath, that match already happened with the Rascals." And on top of that, he's like, "You think you're going to come in here and and just be in the match also for the World Title match, even though Rohit Rajul has been there longer." And all of a sudden, Heath says something clever to him, and then Rohit Rajul attacks him, and then he fights back, and he goes for the zigzag. I don't know what you're going to call that move when it pertains to my fault, folks. I lost it there. But I'm back. Um, now I don't know what you're going to call it, but that's a zigzag there that he did there. So yeah. Um, oh yeah. Also, when he said he wants to be in that war time match, Rick Rajul had a clever line saying, you know, if you accept that match, it's gonna last short, like the last war time match, representing him versus Drew McIntyre from WWE. Which I thought was clever. I thought it was clever. So yeah, that's all about say for now. Also, he bumps into Rhino backstage, and all of a sudden Scott the Moore comes in. It's like it's great there and all that, but he's like, unfortunately, you're gonna have to leave because the whole social dynasty, because you're still a free agent, and only those that are signed with Impact Wrestling could be allowed backstage. And basically, he wasn't checked because he's a free agent, so he has to leave. So rather than no, that's fine, man. Look, just come back on Tuesday, and I'll sort things out. Sorry about that, folks. I'm back now. So, um, so yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that one. With Keith, um, for Tuesdays on Tech Wrestling. And let's see, anything else happened before we get started? Oh yeah, Rich Swann. Rich Swann, appeared on the show. He's in crutches and everything, and he's like, whenever he's cleared to compete, he wants that world title match. Yeah, basically, I mean, a shot at the world title. And there you go. So then we get to the main event, a four-way match. First, we had Eddie Edwards versus Trey versus Ace Austin being played by Man Fulton. And then all of a sudden, we went for the mystery opponent. The mystery opponent ends up being Rich Swann. So he comes out, he's in his crutches, and all of a sudden, he's all better. He's in his ring gear and everything. He's got his own attire, entrance and all, and he looks good. He's doing his Michael Jackson beat it dance, and yeah, he's doing the split. And then we're about to get ready to have the match, and then all of a sudden, someone else was coming out, and it's the return of the world class maniac. Eric Young is back. He had a cool mask and a cool ring attire entrance, and EY says he's back and everything, and he's like, this now is now a five way. And it wasn't just a five way, it was a five way elimination match. So the way they started this match, it was great. Um, a lot of guys got their spots in. Um, so there was a spot in the match where Trey, I think it was Trey, who did to Ace Austin, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm sorry. I think it was Trey doing to Rich Swann, if I'm not mistaken. Where there was a suicide dive into a Canadian destroyer, which was a sick move. That was a sick move. That was a sick move there. Trey gets eliminated first by Eric Young with a spot power driver. Rich Swann eliminates Eric Young by rolling him up. And then Eric Young loses his mind because he's a world class maniac. Goes after Rich Swann. He got to under the knee that Rich Swann got hurt. From months ago. And basically Eric EY permanized Rich Swann with the steel chair and everything. Rich Swann was fighting a good effort to survive until Ace Austin took him out with the fold. And that was between Eddie Edwards and Ace Austin. And by the way, during the match, when Man Futo was getting involved, Man Futo was kicked out. And Man Futo was trying to interfere a little more. The referee was like, if you don't leave, then Ace Austin is disqualified. So he has to leave in. So I thought to bring that up, because it happened somewhere in the beginning. So yeah, it's between Ace Austin and Eddie Edwards. They were training each other finishing move, the Boston Knee Party, the fold. And then Eddie Edwards goes for the Boston Knee Party again. And then he goes for his finishing move, this new finishing move called Die Hard. And Eddie Edwards gets the win. I was not happy, folks. And I'm not gonna go by it like I did from Christian's YouTube channel, Mr. Ricky J21. I'm not gonna go about that again. I was not a fan of this. I did not like it. I hated it. Eddie Edwards, with his character being the crazy character, him being the world champion, I hate it. And on top of that, I would have been fine with Eddie Edwards being the world champion if, and that's a big if he was the wrestler slash American Wolf, Eddie Edwards. Not this Eddie Edwards. This Eddie Edwards has played out. It's overstayed its welcome. I am done with that character. I want Eddie Edwards to be back to being the old school Eddie Edwards. I would have been fine Eddie Edwards being that type of Eddie Edwards, that gimmick of Eddie Edwards, that persona of Eddie Edwards, of him being the world champion. Not this Eddie Edwards. This Eddie Edwards version is garbage. Ace Austin should have won, especially the whole video package they did. In that video package, they compare Ace Austin to being like the next AJ Styles. And this is how you decide to pull that trigger off away from Ace Austin by having to lose to Eddie Edwards. And then you had Josh Matthews on commentary, bringing up the fact that the whole storyline that they had with Eddie Edwards and Ace Austin with the whole Lisa Edwards situation. Like, who cares about that shit? And then making matters worse, so after the match is over, Madman Fulton comes out and attacks Eddie Edwards. I didn't really care about that at that point now. And then Ace Austin goes along the fight. All of a sudden, we get the Good Bros coming out, and they're doing this whole thing where they're slowly getting in the ring. They got in the ring, and they decide who they want to fight. Madman Fulton and Ace Austin, or they want to fight Eddie Edwards. And sure enough, they end up signing with Eddie Edwards and beat up on Madman Fulton and Ace Austin. So now Eddie Edwards is a part of this whole faction, where this faction they're going to be calling with the Good Brothers. I hated it. It's trash. And then to end the show, probably the main event match lasted 24 minutes and 25 seconds. And the match was great. Don't get me wrong, the match was great. I just hate the outcome. I hate that A. Edwards won the match. So now A. Edwards is the new World Heavyweight Champion with this persona he's got, and I hate it. And then the show ends with EC3. He's got a shot glass. He's got a new look and everything. He got the shot glass, and then also he throws the shot glass into the wall, which is the words. Obviously like this. Sorry, folks, it's the StreamYard thing. You know what I mean? With the whole numbers of 1, 2, 3 on that whole thing. You also know what I'm talking about too. And for those who will be watching EC3's promos, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's a cliffhanger there of EC3. What you gonna do next? We'll have to wait and see. But still, it's good to see EC3 that he chose this path, and it's good that he's back in Impact Wrestling. But at the same time, I still hated that Aiden Edwards is the World Heavyweight Champion, and I hated the fact that he's with the Good Brothers. Lame. I am not a fan of that. So, Tomo Rest, I know, I'm sorry, not Tomo Wrestling, my highlights, and then I'll go for my overall story for the show. So, Swerve of the Night, let it be Good Brothers pairing up with Eddie Edwards. Um, Shock of the Night, hmm. Well, Shock of the Night goes to EC3. Yeah, so not to Impact Wrestling. Moment of the Night, Diana Perazzo, the Virtuoso, yo, becoming the Impact Knockouts Champion. After going for Ring of Honor and not becoming the Women of Honor Champion, and after going to NXT and not even getting a chance to even go after the NXT Women's Championship or even get a chance at all, this is her vacation. This is her moment. And I'm glad she got that moment, that she is the new Knockouts Champion. Entrance of the night, I gotta give it to Moose. I love his entrance. The whole thing that they did, that they present, that Moose entrance that he did, I loved it. Performance of the night, um, I'm gonna give performances of the night to Gianna Perazzo and Jordan Grace. Move of the night, what to be that suicide dive Canadian Destroyer by Trey to either Ace Austin or Rich Swann. It was one of those two. I can't remember which it was, but I'm assuming it was Rich Swann. But that's move of the night. Finisher of the night, I'm gonna go with Gianna Perazzo's double Fujiwara arm bars to Jordan Grace. Um, can't remember. Oh yeah, Social of the night on the World Heavyweight Championship match. that 5-way elimination World Championship match. I thought that was also a steal because of who showed up. Not just the returns, but two returns. You know, um, the real match of the night was to be Moose versus Tommy Dreamer because it was old school wrestling. Old school rules match. Basically hardcore match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship title. Excuse me. Um, Match of the night is the Impact Knockout Championship title between John Perazzo versus Jordan Grace and my Mosquito. And my overall rating for the show for Impact Wrestling's Impact Slammiversary 2020, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. Good show. Good show. There were some matches that I didn't enjoy that much. But the two matches I thought was great was the co-main event and the main event itself. Um, the rest of the show itself, you know, I mean the opening match is good. I do enjoy that match. The rest of the match itself, it was either decent, solid, to you know, you know, whatever. Well, except for one match, the gauntlet match. I thought that was, I mean, there was some spots there that I thought it was solid. The match was solid in a way, but it was a letdown because of Johnny Bravo being involved. The way that he got involved, trash. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. I'll go with. And that being said, folks, thank you all for watching. For one more, I got make sure it's right. It's Natural Born Driller saying peace on the streets. Well, this is your Impact Wrestling review. We're basically giving you Impact Slammiversary 2020 results. The show from July 18th, 2020. And until next time, folks, you all stay well, stay safe, take care of yourself and everything that's going on in the world. I'll see you on my next Impact Wrestling review. But for now, ta ta. Take care.